اصلا حبيبي قاعد نفرجوا فينا نكون معكم السيريوس نرجعوا ليتس بلاي في ال ار. اخر مره خدنا باش نخرجوا بالدايركتورز اوفيس سو ليتس دو ات. تبدا كي تحل يو فاوند عاد دخله. مازلنا نفس النهار قاعد نلعب يدي خربتها اليوم في الات خرجت من خشمي والله ليه والله ليه سي سامبل كي جيت فديت منها جورني قصير لعبت حاجه اخرى ولا عملت حاجه اخرى. نو ام انتريكد على الاخر وما عملناش برشا بروجريس في الاستواغ. عملنا ما حسب قاعد رف تايم لاين نزلنا برشا. رايت ام بي دك
しまった。
وات
どうしたの？
所長室に大事なものを忘れてきてしまったんじゃ。
خذيتها تصوير.
大事なもの？
写真じゃよ。あの写真じゃ。
Oh yeah, you must have set it down after using the face recognition.
そうじゃ。わしはあれを取りに引き返す。二人は先に A 階の倉庫へとも。
じゃあ僕も所長室に戻るよ。
いや、二人もついてくる必要はない。
تبطاش.
一人は倉庫に向かうんじゃ。
يا دي شي سكران من بعد. شي سكران من بعد. اوه.
他の者たちがすでに倉庫で待っているかもしれんからな。
Alright, I see you too later then.
頼んだぞ。
また後でね、シグマさん。
عم مش معك. I watched them jog off towards the blue door. شوف شو ما يجيوش. And then they were gone. Guess I should be getting back then. No. بس لحق الغلط عليه. وي جوست ما عادش نخمم في اللقطات تاع الترانزيسيون جوست ما عادش نخمم في الجو خمم في حاجات اخرين لك عاد سكت. I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room and slid his card through the reader. Fucking! As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin.
別に構わねえだろ。今回はシグマが戻ってきたのをちゃんと見届けてからゲートを開いたんだ。
Yeah.
勝手な真似とは言わせねえ。
But Tenyoshi and Quark aren't here.
そういえば。
I guess they forgot something back in the room you found. They ran back to grab it.
だったらすぐにやってくるだろう。何の問題もない。
C'est vrai, c'est vrai. True. Sauf que ما جاوش. While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigate. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. surtout في اللاندينغ هذايا, surtout في التايملاين هذايا. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. مش بيصوتي ولا كي اخي صبرت انا. نكون ما تلاحظوش انتوما ما. Before long, 20 minutes has passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenyoshi and Quark were nowhere in sight.
なあ、心配ですね。何かあったんでしょうか。
I'll go have a look.
では、私もお供しましょう。
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away.
ミイラ取りがミイラにならないようにね。
Okay, به الquote. That's... I don't think... Okay. Look, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be right back, no big deal. Right, see you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. شي طلعت اسمه مختفي كورك وقعد يلوش فيه تنيوجي كالعادة. انه غير الاسانسور لحد شي جي so inconsistent ازاي. اوه تحل على بلاصة اخرى. افهمني. motion. Huh? That's odd. There's nobody here. The picture's gone though. Then Eugene Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor B map. Huh. Back of the warehouse. Voila. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Huh. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Zama? Ah. Well, this was a huge waste of time. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose. I'd packed up the map and was headed towards the door when... There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. نسيت هذا. بس أمك كانت تقولي تيليبورتر ولا حاجة كمان هيك. What? Why is that thing on? نسيت عليه الجملة. دونك عندنا هذه عندنا الماشين تاع اللابوراتوار به. We messed with it earlier but nothing seemed to work. Felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously towards it. Yeah, my guys are there. No? The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out towards it slowly. Slowly. Who the fuck is that? عنده bracelet. Is this the director? قاعد لاحظ في الديزاين متاعو لشكون يشبه الديو شوية. عنده دشنية في عينه الله يعينه. وعنده جواندو في يده وفي يد الأخرى لا معناها يده فيها حكاية ممكن روبوتيك ارم ولا حاجة I don't know قاعد جست نبعد لبعيد راهو بمخي يشبه السنيك شوي تونا في الديزاين عنده كل وهرة وشعره قري I don't know واللبسة تاعو زادا وجهه مش غريب علي. No, you're Sure. شبي عندك براسليك انت زيرو. دلتا ما عندوش منظر مشاكل دلتا بكل. What? Yeah, Star Wars with hologram. I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my bald fist at my side. جو كامله هو شديد هيك عطوك الميم هذاك نتاع ارنولد. جو كامله سيجما هيك شديد وعمل هيك. يا ربي العمل عليك جماعه مزعتك مزرك قاعد يتفرج كي حاضر كي وقاعد عاملين كي 9 minutes in. عاوز يدو. انا وين طب؟ ساعة ليه انا وين؟ 限られている。その全てを話すわけにもいくまい。そこで重要なことを2つだけ選んで君に伝えることにしよう。انتو كان صوته مش صوت الاوبريتور. まずはシロアリの話からだ。دخل تيرمايتس. مش تصنع قنبلة؟ 突然こんなことを言ってもあっけに取られるばかり君のきょとんとした顔つき。Zero's bomb. بومبا ترميت ما يتنحي الحديد هي وكل هولي شيت まあそれもそのはず君たちに命がけのゲームを強要した犯人が突然シロアリの話を始めようというのだ拍子抜けするのも無理はだがこれは
君の人生を左右するほどの極めて重要な話だ。心して聞いてもらいたい。君はシロアリたちの作ったアリ塚を見たことがあるかね。一つの芸術と言ってもいいぐらいの見事な建造物だよ。
الاركتيكتور نتاعهم
非常に整然としていて秩序だっている。ところでシロアリたちはあの建造物を何かの設計図に基づいて構築しているのだろうか。無論そんなわけがない。
عندهم يكتبوا بالهايف مايند نوعا ما كيما برشا دي انسكت جون كل واحد يعرف شنو الحاجه اللي لازم يعملها وقتاش لازم يعملها وتسيتيرا.
彼らは遺伝子に刻み込まれたプログラムにのっとってただ単調な作業を継続しているだけ。おそらくその一匹一匹は自分たちが何を作っているのかさえも分かっていないだろう。しかし
اما بعضهم
それを観察している人間たちは知っている。そのアリ塚のエレガントな佇まい、機能美を、見事に計算され尽くした構造を、つまりアリよりも高次な知性を持った存在にしかその。さて、ここで我々人類について考えてみよう。
هذه هي الباس تاع الجو. واحدة المورفوجينيتك فيلد والاخرى نسيت اسمها الفاز. وهذه فاز الواحد. شلون برشا عباد ينجموا يبنيو بعضهم.
何のために恋をし、何のために子供を産み、目的は誰にもわからない。我々はただ
لازم شكون ما اذكى منك يعرف.
プログラムにのっとって単調な毎日を繰り返しているだけだ。さあ、ここまで言えばもう分かってもらえるだろう。
We need someone very.
そう。要するに私が言いたいのは、我々は日々の営みを繰り返しながらもその究極の目的について
Someone might do it.
つまり我々は何を作っているのか、それを認識できるのは我々人類よりも高次な知性
Yeah, higher order اللي هما جماعة الفيثوسو.
あるいはその存在から見れば我々人類は何かとんでもなく秩序だったエレガントな構造体を作っているのかもしれない。我々人類が悠久の時の中で構築し続けてきたその何かは
Ah bon?
もう一次元高いレベルから見るならば恐ろしく感動的な何かである可能性も。そして今君はその片鱗を知ろうとしている。違うかね。
What?
いずれにせよこれで一つ目の話は終わりになる。これが私の伝えだ。では続けて二つ目の話に。
شو بيدار للبيت؟ اعطيني المتباس عليه.
君の人生を、いや数十億という人々の命をいささか唐突ではあるが、これから私はある一つのパスワードについて爆弾01を解除するためのパスワードだ。
زيرو ايتشي قال معناها زيرو مش وان معناها ممكن فما حتى اكثر من 9. بوم.
いいかね。一度しか言わないから。01の解除用パスワードは BQZRGJDXR だ。
صحيح كان بتكتيت. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
さて、以上をもって私からの話は最後に一つだけ忠告しておこう。今ここで聞いたこと、見たことについてはもしも話せばその時点で君にはペナルティが課せられることになる。
Was good?
ではまたいつかどこかで。
Oh, we will. شبي عندك برسليم. Par contre, le seul personnage اللي نعرف يلبس دي كاشكول اي لاحظ حتى حاجة كيما هكا رانيان. Le seul personnage اللي نعرف يلبس دي كاشكول هو دلتا. دلتا ما ينجمش يكون عنده خوه. دلتا ما ينجمش يكون يعمل فازة كيما هكا موش هو موش دلتا هذا. دلتا it's the reveal خاطر. maybe مش دلتا. maybe سيجما هذا. considering إذا كان احنا تو في الفيتور قدام برشا. ممكن يكون سيجما. intéressant.
その時を楽しみにしている。
I find myself yelling at empty air. بيلوخي زوز منهم. The hologram had disappeared. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? Yeah, timelines مش dimensions. Bon, حتى time يتسمى dimension هذا. How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Should have kicked at the nearby shelf.
アンビデックスゲームプレイヤーは速やかに投票を
قعدت نص ساعة؟ هم قعدوا فاهم أنا قعدت ديس تو.
所定の時刻までに投票を行う
Oh crap, I need to get back. Not like there is any point staying here. I spun around and ran through the door towards the warehouse. يتحل بذكاء.
じっちゃん
صار معنا بالرسمي خرجوا معنا.
シグマさんが戻ってきたよ
هذه كلها سيدي جوست باش اني انا نمشي وحدي غادي. سي فري كو منو الجو تو البلاصه الوحيده اللي الوقت الوحيد اللي لقيت فيه روحي وحدي.
どうにか間に合ったようじゃな
كانت دائما تقاتلوا وش فيكم بس خط رجعتوني. Where are the others?
AB ルームの中だよ
They went in already?
そうじゃ
Why didn't you too? Have you been waiting for me?
じっちゃんが投票の前にどうしても話しておきたいことがあるからって
Oh,
まあ大したことではないんじゃがなわしとクオークは次のラウンドで必ず協力を選ぶただそのことを伝えておきたかったんじゃ
متذكر البوينت تاعنا قديش. And you had to tell me that no matter what? Seems kinda pointless. I mean, words are sheep. You can promise whatever you want.
確かにそうじゃがわしらには根拠がある必ず協力を選ぶという根拠
رجعوا لي الفاز اللي عملتها انا قبل. Okay, go ahead.
わしとクオークの BP は共に8正直に言うがすでにリーチがかかっておる状態なんじゃこの状態でわしらが BP を9以上にするにはどうすればよいか
Anything?
まず前提条件としてシグマに協力を選んでもらう必要があるわこの条件の下ではわしらが協力を選ぼうと裏切りを選ぼうといずれにせよ同じなんじゃよ
Voilà, plus 2, plus 3. You get to the 9 whether you get to... Oh, voilà, exactement.
そうじゃであるならばあえてシグマを裏切るまでもない共に協力を出し合ってポイン
True, but you must have considered that I choose betray. That would mean you choose betray to protect yourselves.
だからじっちゃんはそれはしないって宣言してるんだよ
Can I trust you?
もちろんじゃ
Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everybody gets 2 points. That means you and Cork would have enough to leave, which is great for you. But I'd be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the
保
lunch?
証はある
How?
わしの言葉がそれじゃ
That's
わ
not...
しらは目標値に達しても決して9の扉は開かないそう誓おう他の者たちを置き去りにして2人だけで脱出するわけにはいかんからな
غيرك عملها برشا مرات.
僕も誓う約束する
So all you've got is a promise, huh?
わしは約束は必ず守る
True.
信じてくれ
신지대로 돼.
お願い信じてシグマさん
신지대로요. Alright, fine. I trust you.
投票の締め
では頼んだぞシグマ
Cool.
絶対に協力だよ 約束だからね。
With that, they turned and ran into the AB room, second from the right. Well, guess I should get moving. I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenryuji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. They would bring my BP to 6. I'd be much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't escape. Betrayal seemed like the safe bet, but
お願い、信じて。絶対に協力約束だからね。
Tenryuji, I could betray easily enough, but Quark, what the hell is I going to do?
投票の締め切りまで9、8、
انا بدي واحد خاطر نعرفش انا هو الاندينج اللي اطول
4
واللي بيهونش محل حاجه اخرين
2
شو عملوا الكل انا هكا ولك كان نعم بتري شكون شيف صح برا بتري نبدا بالخايب باش نعمل باهي من بعد نكمل بالباهي يا مان نحب نكمل بالباهي
アンビデックス結果をアンビデック一同
كلنا كان أليس فوالا أليس فاي كونتر ديو بيتري ألاي You motherfuckers كلوفر عنده 11 Also You motherfuckers You motherfuckers Tenryuji و كورك كلهم عملوا بيتري كان لونا وكلوفر عملوا بيتري عليه فاي عملت بيتري كونتر ديو فاي ديو ديما 0-0 عطا مقبلة كلوفر ولونا كونتر كي عمل الاي خاطر كيف يربح هكا ولك هذاك عشان عمل الاي كان هما عملوا الاي ذو صح ما حبش يعمل بيتري باش ما يقتلش لونا فايل تو بان بوان يخي دار هما شده في اللايف ايش باش نموت
結果各
Now I feel good about it. Hey, what's the deal?
ウォークは関係ない。投票はわしが独断で行ったんじゃ。
So why did you choose betray? Wait, كان نجم يقتلني إذا كان عم betray.
それはお互い様じゃろう。
ما كان نجم يصير حتى شيء إذا كان عملنا betray.
じゃが今は言い争いをしている場合ではなさそうじゃな。
لا متاع الشميتة بالله متاع الشميتة betray اللي عملتها أنت. متاعي أنا متاع سيلف ديفنس راه. ما اللي عملها هو متاع الشميتة. خاطر كان يعمل آلاي كان يربح راه. بالبتراي ولا بالآلاي كان باش يربح. ما عنده علاش يبروتكتي في روحه عنده برشا بوانيت عنده 8 بوانيت.
見ろ、四つ葉が9の扉の前に立っておる。
باهي تنميوجي والله ما نحصرك. اوه نو. عنده برشا على اوه نو. يا عمو تفرجوا فينا احنا. امين رانا 8 من الناس كيفاش باش نحطوش بها باش للبير. This is the fucking second timeline.
どうして
هذا كل اللي نعرفه. انا حنا نعرف الغيزون خاطر الاخرى قالت اليس قالت لي
仲間
What?
アリスの敵を
Justice wait Do you mean? Ah.
9の9。
それじゃ四つ葉待ってください。
させるか。
دوجيتو كالعادة. يا ولدي اسمعك. ديو someone animated this ساعة مسكين ديو عرفتك. يو. I got one last glimpse at her face as she slid through the door. It was a mask of ice. Well, that was a cold ending. D'accord. ايش جاي على الفرش؟
9
ديما تعقب هاي دبوزة فارغة ولا حاجة تعيشها هذيك مش كي نمشي نرقد نتذكر لازم تعيشها في الزبدة مش خليها فوق طالع خاطر تصير تقعد. The number 9 door has closed.
これにてのお疲れなどうの
لول. هذا كعبة كولد اندينج هذا كي ووه ووه. alright يا معلم 24 ساعة لعبة. تنيوجي جيم اوفر 2 قد عندك جيم اوفر يا خلا. اوكي دونك واذا كان نعمل الاي قد عندي نبوان انا. تو تو كو
お願い信じ絶対約束だ。
投票9 8
والله نسيت قد عندي نبوان.
6 5 4 3 2 1
باش نموت توا.
結おつあん
باش نموت توا.
アンビで一度
باش نموت. Allez, crois un point. كلوفر تنميوتشي وكورك يهربوا. بشيو بشيو بأمورهم.
結果各自
مسكر مشيتين.
の数字を
مسكر مشيتين بارتي هذا. Yeah, الاندينج هذا مسكر مشيتين. Hey, what the hell, guys? تملين هذيا. Why'd you betray me?
多くのことは関係ない。
I don't give a fuck.
投票はわしの独断で行ったんじゃ。
I don't give a fuck.
じゃん
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenyoji?
わしが誓ったのは次のことだ。わしらは目標値に達しても決して
What? So you're not going to leave?
いやそうではない。脱出はもちろんさせてもらう。
اما انا شعرش يحلوا الباب، ايش تحلوا كلوفر؟ نكره الشيء ذا، التلوعيب هذا نكره. What?
見ろあれを。四つ葉が9の扉の前に立っておるじゃろ。
I hate this. ما يمنيش في عمره كان جاي في العمر كان جاي بالرسمي معنا قدامي فاز هذايا راني ما نقلته في قاعة ولا حاجة. بحق ما يهمنيش. again ما نساوش نفشخ عبد بطريحة اما نظرة. في سيتياسيون تاع لايف اور ديث كيما هكايا تاع برا الزمر.
9のとだが結果発表によると
شو قام يجري؟ The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenyoji and Kork ran past. Yeah.
おい待てよ。
الشعب كله هرب اللي يسمع يقول بعاد 500 متر على بعضنا وحتى حد ما يجمع حد شيء. كي قاعد تتفرج فاي قاعدة تتفرج فاي سوبر فايتر هذاك.
まさかそうじゃなかった9の扉
どうして
外に出てゼロボスを捕まえるためにね。
كي خليكم الميموار بتاعكم
福岡
تنساش بلاسي ما تنحاش
行くのかごめんねみんな
どうじゃシグマ納得したかわしは約束を破ってはおらん
بغش عليه تو انا اكثر من بغش على كيما اللي في كل فيول الجو
9の扉を開いたのはわしらではないまあどうとでも言うがいいわしはどうしても外に出なければならんのじゃ
والله لا تحشم
一刻も早くここを出て奴に
やつというのは
無論ゼロボスのことじゃよ
يا واحنا ايش دخلنا
ゼロボスがどこにいるのか
ああここまで来たのじゃからもう行っても構わんじゃろ
يا حيوان كيو يموت
わしはゼロボスのことをよく知っ
なんだと
ويت مش قال ما عندوش حق بون سا ديبون في الاخر قالوا ديسكسيون ما عندوش حق تقولها اما اذا كان هو واحد وحده عمل ديدكشن تاع شكون زيرو يا سخطنا بيه تو قبل ما نخرج يخرج
の扉が9の扉
さあ天明寺さんクオークちょっと待って
استنى شكون زيرو
シグマさんこれ読んでもらえる
What? Two pieces of folded paper. What is this?
手紙 AB ゲームの前に所長室で書いたんだこれを読んでもらえればじっちゃんと僕のこと分かってもらえると思うだからはい
He pressed it into my hand.
それじゃあねシグマさん
Yeah, time right noch. Then he turned and ran towards the door, Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was surprised by the letter, so surprised by the letter I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say.
ではな
شكون زيرو؟ بيه قبل لا نديك خلينا نقرا اللتر. دين دين. هات.
くそ言っちまったな
あとはあのさ
يا ودي شفت الذاكرة
そうですね
نتصور زيرو ما يخليش حاجة كيما هكاك اخذ ستان بوان فيبل قد نكاية في الاستراتيجي نتاعو والا نفهم حتى لبرا I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he's filled both pages with writing. I began to read. Whoa, okay. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he has never been married or had a kid before. Oh, well, somehow حبيت يكون مع كنيز. So I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula لحليب ده كده. So he was always carrying the directions around with him. يا معلم قد ايه ما حفظهاش. Also, ثاني بدي نعرف خلط فرمي. I guess I was pretty picky eater. So if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. Just you drink it, you don't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? Baby, I'm on. But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. You know, physique. A quark is a really small thing, and I was really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. Well, when you were 1, عمرك عام. Okay, I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. كيف تتذكر ذا كل؟ I didn't get hurt that then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Ultimate survivor. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. عشان كان بكده. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a vegan. Speedwagon, نعرف. They'd show old news or movies. Old news. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks where they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. Yeah, parents. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town and tried to find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom. He'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everybody about how he had a mom. معناها بالرسمي عايشين في بلاصه حموم، بلاد حموم هذول، كلهم دي زغفلان، عندهم الموان تاع الانترتينمنت تاعهم هو الثيتر، يجي مره للبلاد اصلا من معناها بنيه، وخدمه اسمه junker. Interesting. Must be hard not having a mother. It never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then I could get rid of me. Then he could. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with the grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and sat me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. Yeah, I'd never seen one before. I was surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure if it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. Still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words couldn't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but that made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Yeah, Junpei يضحك مهما كان عمره. Junpei smiling. Right then I didn't care whether he'd just found me and adopted me or not. He'd bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Whoa. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I torn one of my shoes that morning, and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, I don't care. Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset. And I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only بالجابونية كتبها كل حرف معناها جملتين ونص. Doubted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew that I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop though, so I just sat there staring at the gloomy sky, grey sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first I thought I'd just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever good God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another route to be afloat ever again. He got a real bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it keeps up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, Fortunately, it must have passed some of my luck onto Grandpa. I must have, because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but then the moment came my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone, but maybe it'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when what the fuck, dude? And he'd gone out to the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. C'est quand même حاجة to recall first انه يتذكر وقت هو كان بيبي. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and ورس امك كانت تطلع دلتا. ورس امك كانت تطلع دلتا. It just hit me. His eyes got all wide and he said, of course not. He told me that he was looking for... Oh my god, كان يطلع دلتا ويحكي في الشيء ذا كل جوك. جماعة زيروتان ديليما، جماعة اللي ما تفرجوش زيروتان ديليما. I'm sorry, I'm gonna spoil things. قلت لكم شغلت بارتي معينة شوية سبويلي. صدقوا ذيكم بارتي هذيك كانت تحبوا. the feels. معناها كان هو يطلع كان كورك يطلع دلتا وتوا تكنيكمون قاعد يحكي لبوه كيفاش عدى اللونفونس نتاعو. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. ما نعرفش. He felt like he's gotten some of what he lost back. God damn. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. Damn. تحب جوجليها توا اسكو هو ولده ولا لا نكمل نلعب. Oh my fucking god. ده بحب الزندينغا. كورك اندينغ. يا اخي هذي فيديوش تحط واحدة كريدتس هذول. Oh my fucking god. انا نجم سكيبي مرة. تنيوجي. اوه intéressant. Captain Croissant. جوعت. Not really, I'm not hungry. ماكلة. Holy shit. Holy shit. Anyway. Holy shit كان يطلع هو دلتا. Oh my fucking god. But anyway يعني هكاك شخص بزاف دري نقول مقابل très bientôt ديجا قاعد نزل خاطر كي وجعت مش تواليت. مقابل très bientôt suite à let's play VLR. d'ici là portez-vous bien بكم على رواحكم. What the fuck. Watch out. Holy crap. Yeah.